Hello and welcome to another episode of Sam Bids Live. And this is episode number 66, where we walk through small business solicitations together on SAM.gov and answer your questions along the way so that you too can start bidding and winning contracts for your small government contracting business. If you don't know, my name is Derek James, and today we're going to be covering up to 6 live small business solicitations that I've actually pulled up on SAM.gov and that we will be jumping into in just a few moments. But if you are new here and you don't want to miss future Sam Bids Live episodes, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now and hit that notification bell so you can ask your questions live on our future streams. So now we will go ahead and take a quick second to cover the solicitations that we will be looking at for today. Solicitation number 1 that we will be covering is park attendant mass solicitation. Number 2, we have on-site interpreting SLI support. Number 3, we have ORE temporary staffing. Number 4, we have a cleaning services contract. We'll dive more into this one. We also have Ryan Center duct cleaning. Then if we have time, we also have a fire alarm and extinguisher service, a type of contract that I am actually partial to, and I always like to kind of show these off because I think they could be good for a lot of you guys. Now, do not forget, we are currently running the 90-day bid challenge. If you want me to help you respond to 10 federal contracts over the next 90 days, today is the final day to enroll. Now to be part of the October cohort. You must have your cage code to participate. And you can email support@govkidmethod.com today or call us at 1-850-889-1329 for more information or to save your spot or to enroll in the challenge over the phone. Okay. I also have all the details and payment links on my website, govkidmethod.com/90-day challenge. Remember, enrollment for this cohort ends this evening, so you must enroll ASAP if you want to participate. I will be meeting with those of you who do join on this upcoming Monday for our orientation together. Very, very exciting. We've already had very exciting things happening with the existing challenge that we've been running, and I can't wait to work with more of you small business folks that follow me. So hello, everybody, and thanks for hanging out with me today. Do me a big, huge favor right now and let me know down below, what state are you joining us from? What state are you representing today, or maybe even country if you are joining us from outside of the United States? And while you do that, I will go ahead and pull up and get started reviewing the first small business government contract bid that we will be covering for today. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Yes, let's keep it going. So bid number 1, Kansas FY26 park attendant mass solicitation. October 23 is the date offers are due. This is for the Army, specifically the USACE, Army Corps of Engineers. Small business set aside. They're using the 721-211 RV Parks and Campgrounds NAICS code. They did give us some information in the listing description here on SAM of the requirement. The solicitation has 3 planned park attendant awards. 3 planned awards for the following projects: Hickory and Walnut, Clinton Lake, Cedar Campground, Clinton Lake, and the Slow Creek, Perry Lake. Relevant section information is the instruction to offer, site visit, pricing cleanse, and PWS. Okay, stuff that we cover and learn on the channel. So contracting is doing a very good job at spelling that out. Awesome. Good morning. We've got Charisse hanging out with us. Good to see you as always. We got Flo OG, another OG on the channel here. Finally caught it live in 2025. I'm on the fence to join the 90-day bid challenge. If you're on the fence, give us a call or shoot us an email, but I highly recommend it. We have 3 contract awards in the last 3 weeks. But other than that, just a lot of great progress on all different levels. Okay, progress can't only be tracked by awards. Submitting your first bid, putting your proposal together, making your first teaming partner calls, depending on what stage you're at, These are all like micro wins. Remy, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Frank Hernandez out of Florida. Sharice out of Virginia. DMV. DMV. When I hear DMV, I think of the DMV. Remy's out of Guinea, West Africa. We got L. Consul from Germany. Ethel Robinson hanging out with us from Alabama, the state that I am also joining you from. We got Kay Young out of Georgia. Good morning. Welcome, guys. If you're just joining us, what state are you representing down below as we continue to work our way through our first opportunity? And for those of you that are watching on LinkedIn, I see you. Okay. We are multi-platform. We got Facebook, we got LinkedIn, we got YouTube. Technically, we have Twitter, but people don't really do lives on Twitter. But yeah, LinkedIn peeps, you are important. So I want to hear from you as well. So working our way down. Let me zoom in for you. The Army Corps, USACE, has a need for park attendant services at the various lake projects in Kansas. Please note, SAM procedures have been changed as of 8 November 2019. Okay, well, we kind of know that. Okay, a bit of a boilerplate. We have Kay DISLCAIMER and Christopher Anderson in contracting. Got it, Flo. Yeah, pardon my lack of the vernacular for the DC metro area. That makes sense. For attachments, we have, looks like they're giving us packets for the 3 locations. Could be maps, could be site information. We also have past performance questionnaire. So PPQ, we know for this one, past performance is going to be requested. We also have a relevant experience form and vendor information sheet, which we will actually get started with that document first. Not what I thought it was going to be. Thought it might be code for the solicitation since they don't have one, but nope, just a half pager. What's your name? What's your address? What's your POC? Nothing too earth shattering there. So I'm guessing that maybe these 3 different, and they're saying 3 different awards. So guys, I don't look, yeah. Okay. So this is solicitation. This is probably going to be a solicitation. Yeah. 3 different solicitations, 3 different awards. Interestingly, posted on SAM.gov as one contract. Now they are saying mass solicitation, and I wasn't sure what they're referring to there. Is it going to mass, or is there a mass, number of solicitations? 3, I wouldn't say is a lot, but to put into one solicitation is definitely not typical. Now we have a SF1449 form. Devin, have you been speaking with our team? I think you have. You're saying I just passed my plumbing state license. That's awesome. Congrats. Yeah. I think you were possibly interested in joining the challenge, if I'm not mistaken. Would love to have you. So the due date, okay, they're kind of giving us information here. And how many of you guys, I kind of take it from top to bottom for you, but if I'm going to be totally honest with you, I read from the back forward. I don't want to teach bad habits, but a lot of times the good information is in the back. So we do have a pricing cleanse, which is totally uncommon to see on page 39 of 49. One job, cleanse 0001. The government's payment for Hickory and Walnut Campground Park attendance services shall constitute full compensation to the contractor. Okay. So it's basically 2026 base period. And then 002, 2027 option period 1, 2028 option period 2. Okay. So they didn't do 1001, 2001. They just did 01, 02, and 03. Okay. So it's just base plus 2. And they're just saying one job. Okay, what's it going to take? One job. Then we have the statement of work. So Clinton Lake is a flood control reservoir located at Wakarusa River in northeast Kansas. The lake spans 2 boundaries, Douglas and Shawnee. It is approximately 1 mile west of the metro area. Fair enough. 5 parks around the lake are managed and maintained by the Army Corps. Hey, Damien. To be fair, Damien, where have you been, my friend? We've been back at it for doing lives for almost 2 months. These parks include roads, utility, campsites, Okay, anyways, let's try to get to the good stuff here. Insurance limits. Prior to beginning performance on this contract, park attendant contractors are responsible for ensuring that all contractor employees and personnel are familiar with the requirements of the contract. Okay, fair enough. Guys, I might start doing this. I've done some videos. If you've been watching, we've been pushing out our daily dose. So pretty much every single morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, has been what I've been shooting for. We've been doing daily dose videos. And in some of those videos, I'm showing you how to integrate ChatGPT more. And some of the common places you all can start using it, like today, like right now, like yesterday, is to have it start summarizing your contract, start summarizing, your statement of works. And I might start doing that on these lives. Not only to showcase how to do it, if you're not familiar, but how to more efficiently find it and really get to the point, right? So this is for one of the 3 locations. And as I said, this is a mass award, and they're cutting 3 different contracts for 3 different locations. And if you're just joining this is again for it's essentially staffing, park attendant services. It's 1 job for base plus 2 option years. And I'm quickly scrolling to find our instructions and our evaluation factors. So for evaluation, you see they're just doing the old copy and paste. The government will award the contract resulting from the solicitation. Okay, what's most advantageous to the government, price, and other factors considered. They are going to use price, experience, and past performance. Well, hey, what's the difference between experience and past performance? Experience is the number of contracts the contractor has performed that are equal or greater to the tasks. And then past performance is how well the performance was. So in other words, okay, experience is what work have you performed on? And then the past performance is how well did you perform on that work? There is a difference. Relative experience and past performance, when combined, are actually more important than price, further highlighting that most advantageous evaluation factor, i.e., leaning towards more of a best value trade-off procurement here. And if you are just joining us, what state are you representing this morning? Where are you hanging out with us from? We have a lot of states unclaimed. Any Texas peeps, any Florida peeps, any California peeps. Might be a little bit too early for West Coast. Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin. Where are you guys at? So the contractor sells the contractor's quote shall be submitted as electronic copy. SF 1449, fill out, blocks 17 AB, 30 ABC. You need to fill out that vendor information sheet, which we pulled up first, which I probably don't need to show you again, that half pager, related experience form, and a PPQ. So they are giving us both of those forms. So these would be a big part of our proposal response. Must fill out and return to be considered for award. So here's experience. So details on the work that you performed. And then the PPQ, again, is going to be essentially rating and grading. How well did you perform? Exceptional, very good, satisfactory, right? From your past clients, from your teaming partners, past clients, etc. And then we had our pricing table. And that was what, on page 39? So this is going to compose majority of your proposal response for this particular contract. And now we can take a quick browse, right? Because if you get that, you can probably get the other 2. This is 3 awards, as they've indicated to us. Different location, maybe different size, maybe higher or less than level of effort required, but by and large, my guess is it's going to be similar in scope. And see, we haven't even looked at it yet. The pricing table is an exact match, base plus 2. Okay, just one job once again. So if you're going to bid one, I don't know why you wouldn't just bid all 3. I did not see a requirement that you must bid all 3. And since they are separate awards, it wouldn't make sense that they would require that. But, again, go after all 3. If you're going to do the site visit, look at all 3 site visits. All right, we got Shantez Allen out of Ohio. Let's go. Simple Valet out of Texas. Welcome, welcome, guys. TL out of California. All right, we do have an early riser. We got Janda Ravi out of Rochester, Minnesota. Sweet. Orlando, Florida. Alex on LinkedIn. Let's go. Let's go. Any of you guys got something you're actively working on? Like, did you submit any bids this week, last week? You got something you're working on for next week? I like you guys to be active. I like to hear what you're working on. Any recent awards? Any recent site visits? How has your experience been? What's happening in your world? Our next opportunity is ORE temporary staffing. October 6th due date. This is for the State Department. DOS. Small business set aside 561-320 temporary help services. The U.S. mission to the UN is requesting a quote for temporary agency to provide housekeeping professional with cooking skills. Interesting. This is a non-personal services contract to manage the hiring of temp services. This is an anticipated 3-month contract. Very interesting. We've got Shante Mollison and Blythe Gunyon maybe, in contracting. So need to update DSBS. So yeah, DSBS has actually changed to SBS. Small business search. Dynamic small business search has upgraded to the small business search as of, I think, July. I'm behind the ball on that. I need to do a video to show you guys how to do that. TL, I need to start bidding. I have a cage code, but I need to bid. So what's holding you back? What's holding you back from bidding? If you got that cage code, we want to use it, right? So we have a 4-pager. This is a request for quote for or temporary staff. Again, remember 3 months, so we won't spend too much time on this. So they want 1 each, provide 1 full-time housekeeping professional with cooking skills to support the operations of an official resident. Okay, so we have an official resident that needs someone to clean the house and cook for them, and they're buying it for them on SAM.gov for 3 months. Where at? Did we see? Wonder where they're sending this person off to. Housekeeping, statement of work, housekeeping responsibilities, cooking responsibilities, general requirements, must have 2 years experience in housekeeping and cooking. Okay. Pretty basic stuff, I would say. Knowledge of cleaning. Okay. Experience in meal prep for 2 to 5 people. They're looking for September 24th through December 1st, but hey, guess what? That's already passed. It's already September 26th. This is going to be 40 hours per week. Must be a U.S. citizen. So this is where the invoices are going to go, but where on God's green earth is this taking place? And they're not really telling us. They did not even indicate a place of performance on the pricing table. It's just Clinton 0001. So that would probably be a big RFI for me. We just know it's the UN, and obviously probably, if you're finding a candidate to qualify for this, right, they're probably used to it, or they're probably open to pretty much going anywhere anyways. So yeah. Ahmed, hey Derek, saw this one yesterday. There's also another one for role players, but I couldn't figure out if it's worth the effort or not. Might not be. Very, very short period of performance. Might not be a lot of people bidding on it either. But honestly, this contract, this would be a great contract for somebody to bid on themselves, right? Register on SAM.gov just with their social security number, right? And just bid as their staffed person, and then be like, hey, I'm here. Instead of going through like a staffing house or something, they would be much more competitive. Those types of folks for these requirements, they win the contracts. I had one sent from the VA as a sole source. So you want a sole source, or the VA sent you something they're trying to sole source to you, or what's the context there? Next, we do have the Willapa NWR cleaning services. And guys, if this is your first, this is very special, very important. If this is your first live hanging out with us, okay, let us know about down below, okay? Type first, okay, or first live. If you're an OG, you've been hanging out with us for more than a year, type OG. I know we have a lot of OGs that follow us, but we are growing the channel, okay? We are pushing hard. We are doing the daily dose. We are doing the Friday Sam Bids Live. Okay, come hang out every Friday with us. If you didn't know, okay, you've been missing out. We've done 6 or 7 of these. We review bids live on SAM.gov and answer your questions along the way. Totally free here, right? Does not compete, of course, whatsoever what we do in our 90-day bid challenge, right? Where I'm working intimately with a small group of small business owners. But if it's not something you can afford right now, hang out with us live is always a great alternative until you can take things to the next level. So Devin, you won this contract. They sent it to me as a sole source. That means you're being awarded a contract. That is huge. Congratulations. This recently happened. Maintaining an 82-ton chiller. Did you respond to a source of sod or something, or like did they just reach out to you? I'm curious how they found you or how that happened, or did you actually bid on something? Ricky is a half OG. All right, Ricky floating around 6 months, half OG status. El Console is OG for more than a year. Awesome, awesome. So this is for the Department of the Interior. Okay, U.S. Fish and Wildlife. Small business set aside 561-720 janitorial services. We have Chelsea DeVivo in contracting. No phone number, just all zeros. Contracting is out of Falls Church, Virginia. We do have the solicitation doc and an amendment. I actually like to look at amendments first. Again, I'm super, super backwards. So cleaning services, amendment is to extend the solicitation period, add square footage, and the incumbent information. So it's approximately 5,000 square feet, and then the shop office is 600 feet. The incumbent is Reliance Contractors with the purchase order, the award number. Period of performance, November 1st through September 30th. Yeah, congrats, Devin. I would definitely ask contracting. I mean, they don't just send out sole sources awards to companies that haven't responded. So there's definitely like more context to that. But that's good for you. So we have our amendment and our solicitation doc, just these 2 docs. And again, cleaning services with the janitorial services NAICS code. RFQ, Fish and Wildlife. We have maybe just one CLIN. Okay, November to November. No. 11/15/2025 to 11/16/2025. Either something is horribly, horribly wrong here. Yeah. They kind of botched. They botched the year on that. So it's meant to be a year-long contract, not a day-long contract. Yeah, sources sought makes sense. I was going to guess that, but I didn't want to second guess you. So bi-weekly tasks, right? Empty trash bins, dust wipe, vacuum, mop, clean, disinfect. And then annual deep clean the bathrooms, including scrubbing the tiles on the grout annually. That sounds kind of gross. They're only doing that annually. Deep clean the windows, that's fine. Deep clean carpets. I mean, even a couple times a year. Give me a break, guys. Hey, Flo, you get that shirt in the 90-day bid challenge, okay, my man? If you said you're on the fence, give us a call, shoot us an email, let us know what you're on the fence about. It's highly recommended. Like it is, I am very hands-on, right? You have your diary to me. You have weekly check-ins with me. If you get pre-award, I actually get on the calls with your teaming partners, with your help you write emails to contracting. Very, very involved. You have my proposal writing system, right? So you're going to start writing proposals right out of the gate. We role play, calling subs, like literally everything you need. You have it. So if there's any like question about how I can show up for you, it's the most hand-holding I've ever done in the 90-day bid challenge. Okay. And that's why I'm actually truly limiting the amount of people that we are having to join. And also we're vetting highly the people that we let into the program. But if it's something like you're good to go on your end, I promise you would not be disappointed on our end. So we've got the office hours, federal holidays, but again, we're closing today, like 8 o'clock tonight. So if you want to join the October cohort for anybody, 90-day bid challenge, you got to get it in today. Today's the final day for enrollment until we enroll at some future period in the future. We got our wage determination. So like for wage determination, we'd probably be looking for janitorial, right? Perhaps groundskeeping. And again, you get that t-shirt flow after you submit your first bid in the program, in the challenge, right? So you got to work for it too. So let's skip to the bottom. Clauses. All right, so not too much to work with here. It's truly a request for quote. Might be price only. We just have SF 1449, very brief SOW, straight into wage determination, straight into clauses. Yeah. Not seeing, let's see, instructions. Yeah, they're just putting the instructions right in the SF 1449 form. So yeah, no overly formal instruction offers or evaluation factors. Just submit your quote, company letterhead, SAM.gov, UEI code, cage code. If you want a site visit, email Dina Wilson and price out these janitor services for 1 year, November to November. And that's it. Pick which occupation code and fringe benefits you'll be paying your people and knock it out. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see. Web video. Our Afghan company worked with the DoD in Afghanistan on multiple contracts. Now we have moved to the US and registered a new company with the same name. How can we line our past work experience? Well, you do get to use what's called personal experience. So any experience from what's called a predecessor company is written into the FAR. So that's how you would use it. It would be considered predecessor company. And if you're just joining us, hanging out with us, guys, if this is your first live, comment in the stream. Very important. First live. And also smash the live here if you're getting some value today. If you're not subscribed, that's crazy. Subscribe to the channel. Every subscription matters. It helps get the algorithm back on our side, as I had to take some time off for health conditions. Promise you I wasn't lazy. I was having a really hard time breathing for over a year, and I am not 100% bounced back from that, but I'm doing quite a bit better. So we are doing everything we can to swing the algorithm and momentum back onto our side, okay? Trying to get as much the truth about government contracting, federal contracting specifically, out to as many small businesses who need it. That's why we do these lives. I'm doing daily dose GovCon videos, as much training to support you all, the truth about government contracting as I possibly can push out. Also, while running our 90-day bid challenge, where I help you respond to your next 10 government contracts over the next 90 days. And I help you personally with that every single week in the program. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're up to. We also got our book, Legal Middleman Method. We've got our flagship course on my website, govkmethod.com. I got many ways at all different budgets, all different price points to support you. If you want to take advantage of more than just the free stuff, just go to govkmethod.com. Get the book, get the course. If you can, join the challenge. It'll absolutely revolutionize your business. You'll make 2 years of progress in 90 days. Yes, we've got Lori, first live. Awesome, Lori. Love it, love it. Welcome. We got Rogue One, first live as well. That's what I'm talking about. Michael Salazar, first live. Love it. Welcome, Michael. Glad to have you. Oh, there's actually web videos first live as well. Subscribe. Awesome. Welcome. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Didi, hey, Derek, I have your book and your course. Love it. Once I'm done going through them, I will join the 90-day program. I'm looking forward to joining. It will challenge you, it will stretch you, and it will grow your business more than you would be able to do on your own. Okay, it's painful. It's overwhelming at times, but the amount of work and progress that you're able to accomplish with me supporting you, it's a great supplement. It's a great crutch than doing it on your own. We got all the information for the challenge. Enrollment ends later on tonight at govkmethod.com/90-day challenge. But yeah, it is an investment. Yeah, I'm spending my time with you like every single week. So it's definitely an investment. It's not free. Some people think it's free. So just to be clear, it's not free. It's a very intensive program. So for this opportunity, Ryan Center Duct Cleaning. We have Vanity Wright and Aaron Edgell in contracting. The 561790, other services to buildings and dwellings, NAICS code, small business set aside. Provide a visually clean HVAC system, eliminating the production and disseminates debris upon use. After contract completion, the system shall operate without any issues, providing clean conditioned air that is free from harmful allergens and debris. Sounds like what I need. Living in the South is no joke, guys. The contractor shall provide a structured approach to complete the HVAC system cleaning on 3 air handler units, supply vents, plenum return grills in the Ryan Center. 4 attachments, we have the solicitation, a wage determination, and a statement of work. Guys, this is episode number 66. If you go through all 66 of our episodes, I've got the playlist on the GovKid Method channel. You'll be a freaking pro. If you're someone who drives a lot, got a lot of like net time to kill, you're trying to educate yourself about government contracting, you're newer, you recently got your cage code, maybe you're getting your cage code very soon, highly recommend the Sam Bits Live playlist. You will learn so much. It's like your own little mini degree in government contracting, just going through those now 66 episodes. So we do have our pricing table, 2 CLINs, 01, 02. The first CLIN is for inspection and duct cleaning, and the second is for lift rental. Okay, so they want you to price those out separately. And for each CLIN, they want you to price each using a quantity of 1. We do have our inspection acceptance. Again, Langley Air Force Base specifically. And the period of performance is going to be 30 September through January 2026. So they don't really want you to sleep on this. Okay, so 4 to 5 months. Knock this out, get it done. Probably only going to take a week or two to do this, I'm guessing. Maybe 30 days. So they're kind of giving you 4 or 5 months to knock out a 30-day or less job. So get in, do the work, submit your invoice, get approved, get paid. Okay? Get in, get out, get paid. I like contracts like this for this reason, especially for you guys that are new to government contracting. You're just a single trade. Okay? Come in, clean the ducts. Okay? It's something that is a great past performance builder. It's a great vertical, right? It's a great spoke in your umbrella strategy, because guess what? There's a lot of vents that need to be cleaned throughout the federal government. Lots of old buildings, even some new buildings. But the maintenance is ongoing all of the time. So as we continue to feed the scroll all the way to the bottom, we have evaluation factors, as well as our instruction to offers, exactly what I'm looking for. Essentially the first of the day, where they're giving us formal sections L and M. The RFQ response shall consist of price, volume, and technical. Include a statement in the offer that it contains proprietary information for your company. It cannot be released outside the government. Pretty straightforward stuff. If a partner arrangement or JV is contemplated, provide complete information as to the arrangement or the agreement, including any recent relevant past performances of the teaming partner, guys. Okay, so contracting is literally asking you. For any of those of you who want to team, any of those who are not sure if you're allowed to team, there's a lot of misinformation in the space about teaming on contracts. Per the contracting officer, if a partner arrangement or JV is contemplated, provide complete info as to that arrangement, including any recent and relevant past performance from the teaming partner. Okay? They're literally asking for it. So quote volumes, there's going to be separate volumes. Okay, volume 1 price, volume 2 technical. Quote format, Microsoft Word, 12 font, Times New Roman. Okay, guys, these are tripwires. If you use Calibri, okay, if you use something else, they could literally throw out your proposal for using the wrong font. Doesn't mean they will, but they could. 10-page limit for the price and the technical shouldn't be a problem. And then they're giving you more specific information. Offer shall propose a schedule of tasks per the statement of work. Offer shall meet the security requirements per the statement of work. So sub-factor 1 and 2, you need to spell that out. You need to put that in your proposal. Sub-factor 1, respond to it. Don't just repeat and pare back the statement of work. Actually describe how you will satisfy that. Same for sub-factor 2. How will you satisfy it? You will get pass-fail, though. So technical or unacceptable ratings. And then please provide your company information with the quote. And then we have our evaluation factors. So technical and price. This is a best value contract. Following factors shall be used: price and technical. Okay, we're seeing a lot of repeat. Let me zoom out a bit. So for price, it's saying the government will evaluate offers by adding the total price, including the base and option periods, and 50% of the last option period. The technical rating. Okay, all subfactors are equal importance, including the subfactor 1 and 2. Proposals that exceed the evaluation criteria will not receive a higher rating. It's pass-fail. The evaluation process. For purposes of efficiency, the government will evaluate a minimum of 3 lowest price offers. If the 3 lowest price acceptable offers are evaluated with an acceptable rating, the evaluation process will stop. If one of the 3 lowest price offers is determined to be unacceptable, then the next lowest price offer will be evaluated for technical acceptability until 3 offers are evaluated as having acceptable technical and determined reasonable. Why are they saying 3? I mean, this doesn't seem like a multiple award. Why are they saying 3? Is there going to be further negotiations? Is it I mean, because if it's pass fail, they're not going to be able to compare based off of the technical. It's going to be based off of price. And if they're going out, they're saying best value, right? So it's not LPTA. So I would like there to be another sentence or another paragraph here, because, okay, you get it down to the 3, then what? If the 3 lowest price offers are evaluated acceptable, then the evaluation will stop at this point. Not sure. We need to go through that with more of a fine-tooth comb throughout the solicitation. And guys, if you're just joining us, definitely like, subscribe. Let us know what state you are joining us from. What state are you representing? Don't leave your state underrepresented. Yeah, so I'd say that's probably as much as we'll do for this one. Do we have our LinkedIn people hanging out with us? Do we have our YouTube people hanging out with us? We do have a fire alarm and extinguisher service, Department of the Army, on a USACE. Small business set aside, 541-990. All other professional, technical, and scientific services. This is Detroit, my old stomping grounds, and hopefully soon to be where I will be moving back to. For those of us that joined us on the live on the road edition, we did the house inspection. Only a few items. We are moving forward to the appraisal process. And then hopefully closing. We've been looking for over a year. And it has been brutal. And it has been tiring. And it has been expensive. And it has been an emotional roller coaster. Falling in love with houses only to have our hearts broken to lose the deal. But we're very, very much in love with this house that we found. We have the accepted offer. So please pray for us that there will be no more hiccups and we will be able to get this house. We will be able to move probably in November, because we are very much looking forward to being done with this entire exhausting process. And I'm sure many of you can relate. Moving sucks. So again, fire alarm extinguisher services took us to PI, took us to the SF 1449 form. Now we have instruction offers pretty much at the very beginning. Some solicitations is at the end. Different agencies follow different. This is the Army, Corps of Engineers. Little surprising. This is going to be lowest price, RFQ, one firm fixed price contract. I think I've actually done work at this location, to be honest with you. I've done several contracts with Detroit USACE. Okay, they're saying request for information. Interesting. All questions. Okay, so this is how you're going to address your RFIs. Very thorough RFI process. Submission of quotes. Okay, you're going to have to submit through PI. Eight and a half by 11. Company information sheet. Nothing too crazy. Wage determination application. Okay, pricing claims. Finally, something to work with. So we have a base year with option year 1, 2, 3, 4. So base plus 4, it's 5 years, total contract value, and then net values per year, per period. Are you guys still with me in the chat? Let me know in the chat. The chat got too quiet. You're scaring me. Are we still live? Is this thing still on? At least get some prayers about the move. Give me something. We've got, for the first year, hydrostatic testing. Okay, again, for the fire alarm extinguisher services. Maybe you guys are at work. Are some of you working? Are you listening, but then you're secretly at work? Or you're at work and you're secretly listening? Maybe you're driving somewhere. Maybe you're at the gym. What do you guys like to do on Friday mornings when you are hanging out? There's also the annual fire alarm inspection testing. The annual dry chemical fix system, flammable locker extinguishers, and wheeled units. So that's just one job annually. Fire extinguisher monthly inspection, though, and then miscellaneous repairs. So some of these are each 2, 37, 25. Some of these are job. Some of these are monthly. And doesn't it look like they all carry over? Looks like the hydrostatic testing is going to be for the base year only. And then it's going to be more of the one job and monthly stuff that gets things rolling over the next 4 years. I think this is a very good contract because it's multi-year. It's with the Army Corps, a great agency to do work with. And a really good, like, I hate to say beginner contract, but beginner contract because the management and the deliverables are not going to be overly open and vulnerable to a lot of issues, which, you know, at which point I could say, hey, you should be a more experienced contractor to take on something like that. In this case, I think that new GovCons, it could be a good place for you to sink your teeth into. All right, so make our way to the back of the solicitation. And this is a really important question. I actually need your feedback on this. Most of the time, do you watch the screen or do you just listen? Like, are you like 90% listening or are you actually following on the screen? And then, yeah, well, let's just keep it at that question. Do you listen or do you view? Listener or viewer? That's really helpful information to me because, I mean, I do the screen share stuff because it's hard to talk about this stuff without it. But I'm curious how you consume it. Because if you're primarily a listener, that's interesting. Because sometimes I'm not always explaining what's on my screen. And if you're listening, then you're missing out. So then that would be something that I could try to explain a little bit better if most of you guys are listeners as opposed to viewers. But let me know in the chat. Let me know down below. Sharice views 100%. Okay, that's really good to know. When you view, are you viewing from the phone? Are you viewing from like a computer of sorts? Because, you know, trying to look on a tiny little screen, you're not even going to be able to read probably what's on my screen. Okay, so we're just getting like a lot of SOW stuff here, a lot of objectives for the statement of work that we just blew through, which is really good. They're very thorough. They're breaking it down by different buildings, different areas. This is, I believe they called a straight RFQ. Let's see what else we have going on in Pi that can help us. Okay, Sharice, I think Sharice is the only one live. Okay, we've got 30 plus people hanging out with us, but Sharice is the only one participating in the questions. Thank you, Sharice. You are greatly appreciated. Okay, so this is just drawing. So yeah, really, the solicitation doc is really all that we have to work with on this. So not too much to go off for this one. But I like the scope of work. Like I said, I like the contract. It's price heavy. but they are very thorough, not only in the scope of work, but also in the pricing table here. Okay, like it's very price heavy, this contract, because they're really not spelling out proposal requirements per se. Okay, and then I accidentally clicked on the Pi link. All good. And now Pi has kicked me out, so we're good. Yeah, Shree's being awesome today. Yes, guys, I get the book. If you don't have it, I sign them. I ship them myself. You can get the books at govkidmethod.com/book. Highly recommend it. People love it. You can devour it in 1 or 2 days. Got many reviews and testimonials on the book. Jason, in your experience, how much can a contract like this earn? Profit, 10 to 20%. I would say. Ballpark. Michael, we're all on point with you. Appreciate that, Michael. Yeah, so we have a few more minutes. If anybody has any questions, I'm trying to ask questions throughout. We actually blew through all the solicitations that we had pulled up. So if you got something that you're working on, I have time for maybe 1, maybe 2 folks, short questions I can expand on. Take advantage of it, free consulting here. If not, that's on you. I will assume that you are good, but I highly recommend that you all stick to bidding, stick to doing the real work that matters. And I know it's easier said than done. I know that there's a few things that hold many of you guys back from getting the first 1 or 2 or 3. Okay. It can be paralysis analysis. Could be just the time issue, like working a 9 to 5. It can be challenging to juggle that. Okay. So you're doing nights, weekends, mornings, doing a lot of email-based stuff, working on lunch. It can be hard to juggle. So I get that. But we just have to remember why GovCon. And it's a question. It's the most important question for your foundation. That you have to be lit up. Okay. You have to be on fire. Okay. Nobody needs GovCon, right? Just like any other business model. Nobody needs it. You can make money with any of them. Okay, you can build a business with so many different models, right? GovCon is another model. Okay, it's a vehicle that you can use to generate wealth, to change your life. You totally to quit your job, to transition into, to hire, a spouse, a family member, a friend, a colleague on board. And to support you guys. Government contracting can do all that and a heck of a lot more, depending on how far you decide to take it. Cashing out with Nisi, good to see you. I'm doing 50-50 today because I'm at work. Love it. Getting a bit of GovCon training in while you are working. Yes, you're getting paid to learn. So being connected, staying connected to what drives you. For me, right, I had over 60K in student loan debt. I was still living at my parents' house. Okay, I was driving down a broken down 1999 red Pontiac Sunfire, stick shift at least, right? But the gas cap had rusted off and the trunk had been dented in so it wouldn't even open because I had been in 2 accidents. Instead of getting the insurance money, I was hit. It wasn't, the accidents were my fault. I got hit both times. Instead of taking that insurance money to fix the vehicle, I needed the money. So I kept the money and I drove around on a salvage title. So, I had grown up in my early teenage years, early 20s. I'm just having big dreams for my life, big goals. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Tony Robbins, Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, like you name it. Like that's what I grew up on reading. and I wasn't surrounded by people. I didn't have anybody in my circle that wanted to have like a bigger vision for their life. I didn't know anybody. I was the only one. I was the only person in my family to go to college. Like it was, I didn't have the support. I did have a loving family to support me, but for this trail, I had to blaze it on my own. Okay. So I went to school. I did the things that I thought you were supposed to do. I got my bachelor's degree in finance. The economy was rough, right? 2008, 2009, 2010. I remember it very well. Do you remember it? So I stayed in. I got my MBA international business, went to China, went to Taiwan, went to Germany, went to France, went to Czech Republic, just went all over the world learning international business. Came back, got a job out of Chicago, moved to Chicago, John Hancock financial retirement plans. Did that for a while, selling to financial advisors. Realized I didn't want to sell my soul in that finance industry. Came back kind of with my tail between my legs, had to move back in with my parents. Like my life was not going the way that I thought it should. I did all the things I thought I was supposed to do. But then it was like life was giving me negative feedback. And then my student loans were starting to accrue. So I was a manager at a jewelry store. Got fired from that job because I told off the boss with my bold and rebellious nature that I've always had. Worked for a number of odds and ends jobs. Ended up taking the rest of my life savings to open a pizza restaurant, Pizza in Paradise. I did that for a year, a lot of great memories, but lost all my money in that and didn't charge enough for the pizzas, right? Terrible parking, just wasn't a good formula from the start. So I just kept kind of like falling. Remember, I haven't gotten to GovCon yet. Falling. Took a job at State Farm. That didn't go too well. Started having panic attacks. Got hospitalized. Thought I had a stroke. I was getting very mentally depressed at that stage. Student loans growing. Jobs keep failing. What the hell's going on? I interview so well. I've got all the degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? And then I had this expectation, this outlook for my life, right? Tony Robbins, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know, all this stuff. But then I just kept going down. So then my job board for Oakland University, you know, the college I went to, they had an opening for a business development proposal writer for government contracting. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. I didn't even know what government contracting was. But I was desperate. I was. So I interviewed for the job. And I got offered the job. I actually turned the job down. That was when I went to go work for State Farm. And then I worked for State Farm for a couple months. And I said, screw that. Then I actually went back with my tail between my legs to that government contracting job and said, hey, I know I turned you down. Will you take me back? Luckily, I didn't burn that bridge too hard. And the recruiter had said, hey, if you've got the balls to come back to me and do that, I will take a chance on you. And guess what happened? The first week, my boss wanted to fire me. Because there was a government-wide acquisition contract that was new at the time coming out called Oasis. And she put me on writing proposals for Oasis when I had zero government contract experience. Those of you who understand GWACs and things like that, you can understand how crazy that would have been. But again, I had worked at a nonprofit museum doing grant writing, right? So that's kind of my proposal writing experience for nonprofits that I parlayed and got the job in GovCon. But then from there, I went into the business development side of things, working under the recruiter, not my boss, but the recruiter. But then I hated my job. I had a napkin that I carried around. Every day I would do a tally until New Year's, until the end of the year, because I promised myself then I was going to quit. But my anxiety, everything was just so bad because I was just like, my student loans. Like I'm still living at my parents. I'm driving an hour to an hour and a half to work, depending, you know, Michigan winters, right? And this little Sunfire that I don't know if it's going to make it. It was so stressful. And I was so down and out about my life. And I was truly becoming very deeply depressed. And that was, you know, the days had gotten shorter, had gotten much colder. And on that fateful day, right, my boss literally had my little, not even a cube, but my little desk outside of her office, her glass door office, so she could watch me, so she could see me. Talk about being paranoid. So I just had to sit here and scroll on FBO.gov at the time, FedBizOps. No training, no idea what the hell I was doing. And then that fateful day, her phone rang. I overheard it through the glass door. Her saying, "Road salt? No, we don't do that. We can't provide that." And me basically sitting on pins and needles, terrified of my boss, walked into the office and said, "Hey, did I hear the contracting officer's looking for somebody who could provide road salt?" And then, me saying, like, "If I could find it, will you take the contract?" And then she laughs, like, "Really?" But I could see, little sparkle in her eye. She appreciated the initiative. And that was like all I needed. Next 2 weeks, churn and burn on the phone, call every, landscaping company, salt company, trucking company, all the way out to Utah, whatever, learning about freight, just to try to put this deal together until the end of, one of my last final calls. I found it. I'm out of Ohio. And the guy was just like, "Hey, this is our last supply. We can do this. We've reviewed the statement of work. We've got what you need, but we have to get a commitment from you right now." So I told my boss, I put him on hold. I didn't even want to hang up the phone. I was too afraid. I brought her. She's like, "What? You found it? Really? I forgot about that." She talked to him, confirmed, called contracting, confirmed, set up the delivery, got the deal done. My first contract awarded. That was when I had a huge light bulb moment where I was like, wow, I don't know what I did here exactly, but I did something, and it was exciting, and I think I can do it again. And then I won my second contract in the spring, at which point I'm like, okay, this is not a coincidence anymore. There's something to this. And then I started to feel like I had a little bit of control over my life. And from then on, I just became more and more convicted. I had nothing else. Like, I couldn't quit at that point. What was I going to do? The student loans were growing. So not only did I continue to win more and more contracts, winning 32 contracts worth over $15 million for the small business, but I also kind of carved out who I was. I became proud of myself. I did something. I had very little support, very little help, no training throughout. And the first couple of years, other people at the company tried to get me fired. And I tell some of those stories on the channel here. Until, around halfway through, like year 3 or something, people started saying, "Hey, well, I respect you." They started treating me at least like they respected me. And they would have conversations with me. And things changed. But what was most important was about how I felt about myself. So again, government contracting changed my life, and I believe it can change yours too. But it doesn't have to be GovCon. But if it is a GovCon, if you are here right now, I'm trying to give you the truth. That's what I show you. What you need to do and what you don't need to do, what you don't need to focus on, okay? The truth is always there. It's the distractions, it's the shiny objects, it's the things that come in to take you away that are the problem, okay? And I'm trying to be a lighthouse. I'm trying to fight those things, help you fight them so that you can actually have a clear path of what you need to do, what you need to focus on. So that being said, guys, we will go ahead and wrap up for today. I think the stream, the chat, I think it's a little bit behind today. So it's hard to kind of get the live actual feedback. But that's cool. That's all good. So I hope you enjoyed today's live training. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Every subscription matters. We need to get the algorithm back on our side. Make sure you are staying tuned every morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, where I push out our daily dose of federal contracts training, okay? We're pushing out so much free trainings for you guys. If you're doing this right now, you definitely want to take advantage and stay tuned for those. And hey, if you can't watch them until you get home from work or whatever, that's fine. They're all there available for you on replay. If you're needing additional support, get the book, govkidmethod.com/book. Highly recommend it. Get the course, which is my flagship comprehensive course. It's the best course on federal contracting on the market. And hey, today again is the last day to enroll in the 90-day bid challenge for a little while before we open up more seats. So if you want to snag a seat, we got a few more open. Orientation is on Monday, where I will be meeting with you. And those of you who will be joining us for the October cohort for the next 90 days, you can email us, support@govkidmethod.com, and or you can just go to my website, govkidmethod.com. I've got a tab for the 90-day challenge. We got the payment link right there to get you in, to get your seat locked in, to get you ready for Monday if you want to respond to 10 contracts, again, over the next 90 days, essentially between now and the end of the year, and have me essentially help you each step of the way. Okay. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope this was valuable. Again, another live in the books. A big applause and thank you for all of you guys in the chat. Our community, our growing GovCon community. Thank you for being a part of it. And we will see all of you guys on the next one. Take care. You got this.